Hey guys, how you doing? It's me, CT, and I'm always have a different pseudonym, moniker, fake name, whatever. So anyway, you're looking at a freeway, and I am a theft deterrent, which is double speak for night watchman. And I talk about the same shit all the time. Sleep paralysis and fucking paranormal, ostensible, personal paranormal experiences. I've made a few videos recently. I know no one really watches them. It's fine. I wasn't really in my right mind because I would just be like popped out. I'd be trying to sleep on my day off, and I'd have some kind of fucking nightmare or some shit. Or I'm trying to take a nap before work, like at my gym or something. And anyway, so now I'm kind of just doing a recap while I'm more coherent and drinking coffee. So anyway, here it goes. I personally believe the 5th of November has some kind of paranormal activity. They say that around Halloween the veil is thinner between the worlds, and I don't have my sources with me, but I remember kind of Googling that I found 2 other paranormal happenstances and that are historically documented that happened on November 5th. And I'm sure, like, you know, I know how that sounds. Like, on every day, there's going to be something somewhere. I know. What the fuck was I talking about? Lost my train. Oh, yeah. If you're a skeptic, I totally respect that. And I already tried to look into the antithesis of everything that I'm saying. The condition's called hypnoponia. It's related to sleepwalking. And I totally believe that that exists, but I also believe that the celebrity named Steve-O from Jackass, he was like partying too hard, and he instinctively said something that like mystics or religious people or what have you have been saying for years, that when you erode away your normal functioning conscious, that's when you start being able to open your mind up to other dimensions and stuff, because skeptics, naturalists, materialists, or whatever you want to call it, they will always be talking about how that all these ostensible paranormal activities, it's always, as the kids say, the apparition or the entities are always in the cut, they're always in the dark, they're always in a closet, they're always in the dark, they're always in a dark background, and it's just so, they're always in the corner of your eye. And I used to write this shit off for years, and you know, my dad's calling me basically a bitch and all this other shit, and I quit confiding in my parents about this ostensible paranormal happenstances. I gave up on their shit at like fucking 5, and again I get like at 16 years old. They didn't want to fucking hear the excuse. They didn't want to fucking hear my dumb shit, man. To them it was fucking facetious. And now that got a hold of the internet, and I'm seeing that other people have gone through the same thing. I do believe that, like, whether you self-induce it with drugs, or you're really stressed, or you're losing a lot of sleep, when you erode away the walls of your normal functioning conscious, and you see the spiritual world. I also think that, oh man, what was I talking about? That these negative, what they would call low vibration entities, I really do believe that they're like that. They want to fuck with you, and they like to stick to dark crevices, just like someone doing something mischievous in real life. I don't know what the hell that was. It was like the camera. It was like the camera took a picture by itself, huh? Whatever. So that wasn't paranormal. I moved, and it's attached to a cord. I got headphones on. Man, so yeah, anyway, let me go on with it. So let me just take a recap of this year. I had a lucid dream that's not really worth mentioning, and it haven't happened in a long time. I was getting up for my day, and I was still dreaming. You know, I was going through the anyway. More interesting than that, this November 5th of 2019, it might have been November 6th, like 0200 hours or something. I wake up and from this nightmare that I made a video about, but the nightmare is not important to the fact that I woke up to like a swirling shape in the air. I was still very tired, like half asleep, so the hypnophobia thing might be real. Maybe hypnophobia is an eroded wall. So I woke up to like a swirling shape of like a demonic face, like changing different forms of like anger or sadness and despair or something like that. So that sucked. Then I had some dream. I made a video about it. Like, did I meet the Hat Man? And this dream, I'm kind of I'm open to the fact that, like, you know, either drugs or dreams open you up to other dimensions. I always mention that there's this guy, he's called CG Kid. He's a good guy. He advocates people getting off of drugs, and you should look up CG Kid Salvia Trip. And it's the most horrific story I've ever heard in my life. And he believes that he went to a part of hell. It's like interdimensional torture. And the reason why I believe him is the last kooky dream I had, I went to sleep, and it's as if I woke up in a different world where I had all these fake memories that I never had in real life. Like, I woke up in a place that I lived in that had a lot of room. I never been here before. I woke up in a room that was inside a gated community, nice apartments that looked like it was probably in my favorite place in the world, Lake Elsinore, California. And I woke up like, it wasn't like, oh, where am I? Oh, this is odd. I woke up like as if this is a normal day, this normal night, actually, it was nighttime, that I have these roommates, and I just fucking live in this house, and I happen to live in this gated community. I never, like, I used to have dreams of old places I used to live, and dream books would say that the house represents you, and the rooms represent different aspects of your character, and it would really correlate, coincide, or be very synergetic with what I was reading. And I've never been to this place before. It's really nice apartments, right? And yeah, so we had a really creepy conversation with a dude that liked to dress like Zorro or something like that, and I was just automatically assuming that we're supposed to rendezvous to go to the bars and stuff like that. Oh yeah, there's a bar by my house, which is an apartment, which is in a nice gated community, which is just just another normal day, another normal weekend. I don't even get weekends off. I don't know who those people were that I was roommating with. I don't know who that guy was, and all these other things he was talking about that I was just like, oh yeah, that happened. It's fucking weird, dude. So it's got me entertaining the fact that I probably did wake up in a different dimension before. Like, you know, remember this one lucid dream I was having where I finally woke up when I heard myself snoring in the heavens, and that's what woke me up. But in this lucid dream, I was like, oh, I remember them saying that I could do whatever I want. And I was like, oh, I'm going to date Kelly Bundy, and she never popped off. She never came to fruition. I was like, I'm going to fly, and I just ended up skipping down the street. I was in the perfect neighborhood. Most perfect neighborhood you could imagine. On the most perfect, beautiful, like, spring day. This is odd, man. I'm almost convinced that it's like you really are visiting other dimensions or something. So anyway, oh yeah, I don't have my sources with me. I remember just watching something maybe a few days ago about how a couple, you know, they're sleeping in a bed and they're having paranormal activity in their house, and the lady of the relationship was saying that she would hear a snoring right by her head that wasn't her husband. I think that happened to me recently. So many days or weeks ago, I woke up because I heard like a half snoring growling sound, like it was coming from my head, but at the same time, it was almost like Darth Vader. I was breathing. So it's like I'm sleeping and I realize something's not right. Like, I even heard that I don't snore when I sleep, which is hard to believe because I got a lot of sinuses. But yeah, man, so I remember, you know, this is a normal thing. I'm sleeping, I'm not conscious, or I don't remember my dreams. And I come self-aware that there's like another snoring sound. And it's coming from like, yeah, so that freaked me out. It's hard to explain and it sounds kooky, but that shit really happened. In case you're new to my channel, it's fine. You know, it all started, I was around like 5 years old. Oh, sorry, no, actually, it started before that. They say you have no memories before you're 5 years old. I don't think so. But I kind of surprised my parents remembering random things of things that should have happened when I was 3 or 4. And so anyway, I was probably 3 or 4 years old. And I saw a vision of some weird black shape that I could see would totally coincide as the Hat Man. And I wish I had more time to talk about this shit. And then I just remember the first time. I'm 5 years old, and the most foreboding fucking presence you could imagine. Trying to confide in my parents, and they basically told me to fuck off. And that shit just started coinciding to its eventually culminating in some heavy sleep paralysis episodes when I was 16 or 24 years old. YouTube only lets me upload stuff 15 minutes at a time. I wish I could go into detail about it. Then around 19 or 20 years old, I had the same kind of setting that when I saw that black shape. It's not like you see it. Like right now I'm looking at this crane, I'm looking at clouds. Another person would be able to see that. No, I just like briefly saw something, like a vision of that black shadow. And then many years later, 19 or 20 years old, I saw some really extremely gross, horrific looking anthropomorphic anomaly that I would never even have thought of drawing or whatever, you know, having a creative mind as a kid. Oh man, that was pretty evil looking, dude. And I wish I had the time to tell you the scenarios and the details and all that kind of shit, man. It pisses me off, this fucking crap. Only let me upload so much at a time. I would go on a whole fucking lifelong diatribe. Again, there's some sensations I experienced in sleep paralysis that I haven't experienced in my waking life. So I don't think it's because the skeptics will say there's some people that, unrelated to sleep paralysis, I heard, that says whatever you dream about happens sometime. Like the sensations or whatever, like whatever you dream about, you had to have experienced in your waking life before, or else it's not going to be, like, I understand what they're saying. Every time I had a dream of flying, it felt like I was kind of swimming, you know, a weightlessness that you get underwater, the proclivity to sink if you don't hold your breath and kind of paddle right. I've had that before, but a couple sensations when I was in sleep paralysis, there's no way. Like the last sleep paralysis, the one I remember the most, I had a van at that time, and I was taking a nap in it before work, and I felt the van being pushed while I was facing backwards. Like, I know the sensation of someone pushing a vehicle back while you're facing out the windshield, but I would have been facing out the back of the window, which would have been a sensation of being propelled forward. No, I never. No, man. And then the times in that van I would have a sleep paralysis episode, you feel a presence in the cab or the cockpit. And I had a girlfriend sleep with me one time that said the same thing. I have 10 more seconds because YouTube sucks. Anyway, guys, you take care. God bless you.